All right, we are back. The one and only OSB Sports Podcast Show. I'm Scott Matthews. Man, do we have a show of all shows today. We've got a couple of tremendous guests. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to introduce my world-class team of experts right next to me this week, like they are always. The CEO of the Sports Profits, Teddy Brooks. What's up, Teddy?
What's happening, guys? Good to be back.
Look who's here, the one and only, the big kahuna.
I'm not going anywhere, guys.
The big kahuna of OSB, Tommy D.
Till you throw me off the show, I'm here.
Listen, we'll never throw you off the show. But listen, we got something big time going on today. The sports agent, Sean Stiletto. Yeah, that's the guy. You saw him in the stands hugging and kissing the family of the quarterback for the New York Giants.
Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets, who's 2-0. 2-0.
He's
We're going to try to get this guy on the phone with us. He's going to give us...
he's a busy guy.
Probably one of the busiest guys all week. He's been all over the news and everything else. But we're arranging a call, and he's supposed to be coming in with us in about a minute or two. And I'm jacked up for it. I'm sure you guys will have some questions for him.
100%.
And another huge guest coming on a little bit later on, probably in the next 10 minutes or so. Danielle Camello, we're bringing her back. Why not? We got an interesting topic, and I think if anyone can handle this topic, it's going to be her. A former NFL cheerleader, a former NBA dancer,
Wow.
current pro wrestler.
What's she doing on this show?
Hey, you know what? And the best part, listen to this one. Professional sports better.
Yeah.
That's a woman you got to find out there.
They're not
But the topic
easy
we're
to
going to talk
find.
about is going to be real interesting, and I want to get her perspective in about a minute. Let's see if we can, Ben, let's try to get Sean on the phone here because I'm jacked up to speak to this guy, and I know he doesn't have a lot of time, but let's see if we can get him on the line. Sean, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on one second. Frankie! Frankie! Do me a favor. I'm here for my lunch. I want a prosciutto mozzarella. I want it on seeded Italian, a drizzle. Don't drench the sides of the bread. A drizzle of balsamic with arugula. All right,
You're getting me hungry before I
Really?
even ask the
God.
first question to you.
And I'll be back. 20 minutes is good. All right, give me up some of that prosciutto bread. All right, I'm here, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, my friend. I appreciate you coming on and giving us some time. I know you're one of the busiest men out there. You know, you remind me of Jerry Maguire days with the sports agent. I never seen so much excitement.
The money. Show me the money.
Absolutely, and your quarterback might be getting the money down. He might be getting that bag down the road. He's 2-0 so far. He's looking pretty good. He's moving that team in the right direction. Congratulations for that. I just want to ask you a question. How long have you been in the sports agent game?
Quite a while, but I can't give away all my secrets.
No secrets, huh?
No, very quiet, very isolated I am. I can't give my secrets away.
Yo, Sean, this is Tommy. First of all, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, Tommy J, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I'm a former New Yorker. You know that. They're calling you the Italian stallion of sports agents. I mean, what's your take on that?
I'm the Rocky Balboa.
The Rocky
I'm
Balboa.
Rocky Balboa of the sports agency.
All right. Your wife's
I'm a
name
fan.
isn't Adrian, is it?
No. My brother-in-law's name's not
Adrian.
Paulie. Where in New York are you from, Tommy?
Well, I lived Queens. I lived on the island, and I left in the late '80s. But you know, my heart's still in New York, and I can't believe what Tommy Cutlets is doing for the Giants, man. It's amazing.
Tommy Cutlets, he's like family.
He's
I love him.
like family. I got a quick question though. You looked real dapper on the Monday night game.
He looked great.
He looked great. Where do you get your suit and where do you get that hat? Where do you get that?
Got to put
I
Tommy.
get him in Jersey, but I've had a couple of companies call me,
You want to do some commercials?
I got a couple of companies sending me some stuff too. Yeah, I'll wear different outfits. You guys can see me on TV.
Yeah, they're comparing you. I mean, they're using the word Sopranos, Godfather, Joe Pesci. I mean, this is a...
No, come on.
What was the deal? What was the deal with all the hugging and kissing in the stands the other night? It was like a family affair there at the. I haven't seen so much excitement in the stands at Giants at MetLife since the stadium opened. You guys were all.
No, that's how you know. That's how you know it is with the Italians. That's
Yeah.
the way it is with the Italians with a party when you see each other. Sunday sauce. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how the Italians roll. Everybody kisses both cheeks, hugs.
Let me ask you this.
Tradition.
Let me ask you this, Sean. You know, the Manning brothers, Peyton and Eli, they were on some podcast last week, and they're claiming your nickname in college was Slimy. What the hell's going on?
No.
What's going on with this?
I challenge them right now.
What do you want to challenge them to?
Sundays, I challenge them right now. Who can make the best lasagna?
Yeah.
Oh,
Me?
I mean,
Or them.
they're Southern boys. I don't think they're going to have any shot with you, man.
I don't know. Based on that order you made.
I make the best lasagna. You layer the bottom of the pan with the sauce. You get the 7 layers. You throw the pecorino romano on there with thick cut pieces of fresh mozzarella. Forget about it. You never have lasagna like my family's lasagna.
Do you make that food for Tommy Cutlets too? I mean, does he come over for that
Tommy
Sunday?
Cutlets.
Yeah, I know it's hard to come over on Sundays.
Sunday. Let me get something. Let me just say something right now for all you non-Italian people who are listening. It's not called gravy. It's called sauce.
Right.
You book gravy on your Thanksgiving turkey and you stuff it. Don't go into that house or my house or any Italian's house and go, give me a piece of bread. I want to dunk it in the gravy because you'll get thrown out of the house. It's called sauce.
Forget about it.
Listen, we got Teddy Brooks on our show. He wanted to ask you a
One
question,
question
Sean.
for you, Sean. This is Teddy. So,
How are you?
doing great. Thank you for asking. They're selling a lot of Tommy Cutlets merch. I mean, they got shirts that have pictures
Already?
of chicken. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
All over the place. How are you going to help your boy Tommy get a piece of that?
We got a couple of things in the works right now. Don't worry about it. I can't answer that question.
All right.
You know what I mean.
Just want to make sure he gets his piece. I want to make sure he gets his
We're
taste.
going to get our slice. We get our slice.
All
I
right.
think you're going to get a lot of slices with this guy, the way
Yeah,
he's
we're going to
going.
get a couple of slices. We're going to get a slice from this one and maybe that one over there. Don't worry about it.
I'm looking to get down on this Giants Saints game. You got any information on me on this game?
No.
Is your boy
information.
Tommy Cutlets going to be on target on Sunday?
How about a player prop bet? Give us, come on, a little
Right.
insight on a player prop. Is he going to
No
throw?
insight. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay.
all right.
Just watch that game.
You close
You'll see my
lipped.
boy.
Lowe's nip.
All right, listen.
You'll see my boy play. Just the way he moves around that field and everything. Everything's going to be just okay.
Before we let you go, I got to ask you, where are you right now? You in a deli or something? Because when you put that order in, it sounded pretty amazing. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little hungry myself. Where you at right now?
I'm in an A&S pork store. This guy just started to do my sandwich. I got another 10 or 15 minutes there. But you could smell the meatballs and the sausage. They make like a Sunday sauce a couple of days a week because you got different people coming in.
I think
So
this guy got.
tell ya.
I think this guy got the right idea, guys. He's living the dream. Well, listen, Sean. I know you've been busy and crazy and asked to do a lot of things the last couple of days, and we really appreciate that you gave us a live interview here on OSB Sports. And I can't
That's
thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Can't thank you enough.
Any time for you fellas. If I don't speak to you, happy holidays,
Yes.
happy New Year, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank
It's a pleasure. You just watch that game on Sunday.
Enjoy your sandwich up there, Sean.
Hey, give
will.
Tommy a big thumbs up for us, and a happy holidays, Merry Christmas
no,
to
the
you.
Italians don't give thumbs up. I'm going to kiss them on both sides of the cheeks.
All right.
All right. You have a great day, my man. Take care of yourself. Thanks
I'll
again.
speak to you later.
We
Be good.
we
Bye-bye.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Sean.
Goodbye.
All right. Does it get any better than that?
That
I
was
don't know.
great.
You get a live interview, a guy
was good stuff.
stuffing himself and coming on the air to give us a little insight about his quarterback right now, 2-0, looking pretty interesting there.
Doesn't get better than that, man. That's New York at its best.
Yeah, the whole world was betting. It seemed like Green Bay on Monday, and
Yep.
Giants come down there.
Guy lives with his parents too.
Tommy Cutlets lives
Yeah.
with his parents.
There'd be a lot less broke NFL players if they all stayed at home.
he
a little
lives
bit
Well,
longer.
you remember in the NBA, Jeremy Lin was living on his buddy's couch
Yep.
at the beginning, right? Then he got a $50 million contract. Came off that couch pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, sports is interesting. One day you're laying on a couch. Next day you're buying yourself a nice multi-million-dollar home.
There you go.
But listen, we got a big-time show. And I want to bring Danielle in here because we got a couple of topics. You want to lead into this with
Well,
what's going on here?
interesting piece. What's happening out here? Sports betting is so mainstream now. So there was some woman that we're gonna mention her
CNBC,
name.
right?
Yeah, CNBC Meredith Whitney. She's some stock analyst,
Yeah.
and she's claiming that she has proof that men are giving up sex in lieu of betting games on the mobile apps. That they're not interested in women as much anymore. They're looking just for the action, and we feel if we bring in a woman, get her perspective on is there any truth to this?
Before we bring her in, I was going to tell you, maybe you should start teaching these women that you hang around about betting, because I think they might turn off from you and start getting into the betting section. So
listen.
be careful.
I have an easy solution.
I'm getting shot
don't
down regardless.
I
So
don't- I
that's
don't
the
know.
least of my.
I don't
I
know
am
if you should
betting,
get
and
it.
I'm cashing tickets, and I've been on a losing streak.
I
put it
have an
that
easy
way.
solution.
I mean, he's like 0 for 7 with the last 7
Yeah.
girls. They ran
So-
to betting
so-
over him.
So these guys are spending all this time researching, and it's taken away from their love life. They just use us, and they don't need to do any research. Just use us and get back to
100%.
your women.
But
Well, you know what?
I'd like to see what Danielle has to say or what her take on this
Ben,
is.
let's bring Danielle in
Yeah.
because she's probably laughing what she's hearing, what we're saying. Danielle, how you doing?
There she is.
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing great. You got the Phoenix Suns outfit on, I see there, the orange and purple and black.
Oh, yes. The vintage blazer.
I like-
After
Wow.
that big win last night, I had to rock it today.
Oh, yeah. What about Damon Green getting thrown out of that game? Crazy, huh? He's got.
He should be a WWE wrestler. That was definitely a
this-
move straight to the face.
Absolutely.
Something not right with that guy, but that's another conversation.
That was his 19th, something like he's like second all-time ever in getting thrown out of games other than Rasheed Wallace. But Rasheed Wallace got thrown out of games for arguing refs. Seems like Draymond's getting thrown out of games by fighting with players and stuff like that, which is a little nutty. But I don't want to get off topic here because we got something really interesting, and we wanted to bring you on. Listen, who better than you? A former NFL cheerleader, like we mentioned earlier, a former NBA dancer, a current pro wrestler, a professional sports bettor, which we love even the most. And what do you think of what's going on here, hearing this thing about these young guys in their 20s and 30s that are more into betting than anything else, hanging out with their friends and, whatever the case they may be doing, and getting so involved in these games that they don't even have time for their females or to even look for females. They're not interested, basically. It's based on what this story is saying. What's your thoughts?
Right. Well, I definitely think this is a problem. I think as much as I love sports betting and you guys love sports betting, we know that there's mental health issues going on with men, and there's an epidemic when it comes to male loneliness. And if you're spending all your time
Taking
sports
notes,
betting-
Tommy?
Hey, listen, I could use some good tips, man.
Go ahead, Danielle.
if you're spending all your time sports betting, that is not helping the cause. And I was looking at some of the data she had shared, and she said that 63% of are single, or 63% of young men are single right now, which is the highest amount it has ever been.
Right.
50% of those men are not interested in dating, not even casually.
Wow.
Yeah, but
And
did
then
you
she-
walk by any of those 50% of those guys? Because you might take that number down if you walk past a few of them.
See, I'm different though, because I've been on first dates where I'm the one who is sports betting. And I promise you, you could do both at the same time. You really can.
Right, you can mix it up, can't you?
Oh, yeah. I've had to excuse myself to the bathroom to check my slip. So you can really prioritize both. It's totally fine.
I don't get it personally. I'm a single male. I'm a sports bettor, And if I have the opportunity to go out with a nice, attractive woman, screw the game that night. I'm not that much of a degenerate, but obviously they're saying that people have hit low levels on degeneracy for sports betting to give up companionship over watching a game or a score. To me, that's a serious issue at that point, as far as from my standpoint. Anyone else want to kick in?
I don't know. I think it's, it is what it is. To each his own kind of thing, in my theory, right?
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's got their own way of thinking.
I mean, I didn't read the article, but just listening to those numbers,
they're pretty high numbers, right?
And I'm probably the youngest guy in this group, but I am married, but I'm the youngest guy in this group. It's really hard. The expectations of men, as far as a lot of components, including earning, are very high. So I think that number could be so high because, you ever see the guys on Instagram, they go around and they ask women, how much does a man need to make in order for you to date him? And they're throwing numbers out there in the high six figures, 300,000 a year, 500,000 a year. So I think social media is a big player in it. Guys watch these videos saying, I make $60,000 a year. How am I going to find someone when they're looking for guys that are making $500,000 a year? And I think that kind of adds into it too. So I think it could kind of be a kick in the cojones of sports betting where it's not really, if it wasn't sports betting, it would be something else they would be doing instead of dating also. So I don't want to see sports betting get this bad rap here. I just think it's any hobby that could be taking guys in today's day and age away from the dating scene.
Danielle, let me ask you a question. When you meet different men, a lot of them into sports betting, or they're not really into it? I mean, does that make a decision, like for you, whether you're gonna, maybe hang around with people like that? I mean, obviously you want to try to find someone that has things in common with you, but if you're into sports betting the way you are, doing it, for a full time, obviously you do it for a living, you're a professional at it, amongst other things that you're doing. Does that turn anything on or off for you, as far as maybe pursuing a guy like that or not?
Right. Well, I think they definitely have to be into sports. That is the number one thing. But I have dated people that are not into sports betting, and it's been kind of fun because it's something that I can teach them and I can share with them. And then I've also dated sports bettors, which has been a lot of fun, but can also get dangerous because then I'm not just putting in my bets, I'm putting in their bets, and it's
it gets
just
competitive.
escalating.
It gets competitive too, probably, because who's better than are you better than me, or I'm better than you when it comes to picking these games? I have that.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, they can get like that on you. But anything else you want to talk?
Danielle just made me think of something. She said she puts in bets for her dates or whatever. I had a client one time, and this was before they legalized online betting in his state. It was in Indiana, and this is why I'm a firm believer in legal online betting, because you need it. He owned a big construction company, and he was sending his wife to make his bets for him with tens of thousands of dollars in cash.
Wow.
And it got to a point where he bought her a gun to go to the casino. And this guy had his wife go into the casino with 20 grand at a time and strapped up, because you never know. And that's why it just made me think of that. I think, that's another big important reason why it should be legal online, so you don't have to send your wife
with the money?
With a bunch of cash.
Yeah. Well, we just went live down here in South Florida on the 7th with the Hard Rock Show. I heard there was a big turnout. They had some special events. They opened up dice. They opened up the roulette, the sports betting, all on the same day. Had a lot of big celebrities to kick it off. So there was a lot of attention down here with the sports betting. I was going to check it out, but I didn't want to go through the fiasco of all that stuff.
Wait for it to die down a little bit. Dwayne Wade was there shooting some dice. I saw a video.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade, Stephans, Fat Joe.
You know a lot about the casino industry. Do you think they give those guys a lot of free money to play with just to get them down there?
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
It's all staged.
Actually, not to get off topic, I heard today that Florida might surpass the betting volume of all New York sports books combined. Just the Seminole app might surpass what New York is doing monthly.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Those are impressive numbers. Florida, they're saying that's what they think is going to happen. Combined New York apps, about 8 of them, They say the Hard Rock app will do more volume.
I could go into detail about why I think that is.
Yeah, we could
But
say.
I know Scotty doesn't want me to get too long.
Well,
We
we'll save
got
that
a guest
for
on
another
the
show.
show. I want to have her point of view.
Let's get Danielle to maybe. You have any picks, Danielle, for the weekend coming up? Thursday game?
Danielle, we need a winner.
There's 3 games on
Okay.
Saturday in the NFL, as we all know.
All right. Well, I was going to take the Thursday night game, but after seeing my Suns win last night, I want to run it back with them against the Nets. I want to take them to cover at -2.5. You know, it's been nice to see Bradley Beal back out there, and we know Book's going to put up some points, so that's what I'm taking for tonight.
That's your pick tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're laying the 2.5 with the Suns to come back on back-to-back, short rest.
Yep, and at home.
And what about anything in the NFL? Any games stand out to you on Thursday or Saturday or Sunday, anything, or you're still preparing?
I'm still preparing, but I'm probably going to lean more towards the Raiders. Maybe Devontae's over on his yardage. But yes, still crafting my parlay.
Hey, listen, it's part of the craft. You got to
That Thursday
go
game
through all
is-
the criteria
The
to come up
Thursday
with it.
game is pretty. You got 2 teams that they could still make the playoffs, but
No, they can't make the playoffs.
I think technically they.
Chargers are done.
They are-
They
they-
lost their starting quarterback, Herbert.
Herbert's out for the year with his
But I'm
finger.
saying I think
numbers wise, he's
Number-
saying
number-
numbers-wise,
numbers-wise, they-
mathematically.
Right.
mathematically
A lot
they
would have to go on.
they have a shot. But yeah, we're gonna talk about a few games coming up. But yeah, this is all crazy what's happening right now with this online betting. You're definitely going to see shifts, I think, socially, financially out there. It's a whole new thing right now. It's mainstream. Who knows where this is going to end up in the end, I guess. But I could see guys just jonesing out on games and not interested in anything else.
It's a different world we're living in right now. Obviously, when we were younger, we didn't have. The problem is there's so many options, right, Danielle? I mean, there's so many different wagers to keep these guys going, throughout the games. Not like back in the day when we were playing. You had maybe a first half, you had a full game, you had an over and under. That was it. I mean, you didn't have a lot of options.
yeah.
Now you got thousands of options to bet and in live, betting. So all these guys are distracted. They're chasing after games instead of chasing after the women.
It wasn't in the palm of your hand, and all the games were not on TV. Think about it. In the day, you had 2 games on a Sunday. You didn't have all these games. Now you could watch 100 games a night. So you could definitely get glued to the TV or your phone.
Danielle, you go to the games regularly at all in Arizona? Do you go to games? Are you into that, like going live to the games?
Oh, definitely. So much fun. I love it. Anytime I can get a chance to. I've gone to a bunch of Cardinals games, even though, we're not the greatest.
Yeah.
And then I'll.
What do you think's going to happen
there?
there with Murray at the end? You think what's going to go on with Murray? You think he's going to be gone? What's your thought on that with the quarterback for Arizona Cardinals?
I don't think they're going to get rid of him
No?
after this. No, I don't. I mean, we've paid him so much. Like, he's still a great quarterback despite,
Right.
what's going on. So I don't think we
Is
get
it a
rid
mental
of him.
thing with this guy? I mean, it seems like, I don't know, he was doing so well and all of a sudden, the wheels fell off the bus so quick there.
Right.
They were playing.
Well, we've heard of his past issues with, like, I don't,
You don't know all the
the
inside.
playbook and everything like that. You
Right.
know, he wasn't necessarily doing what he should have been doing. So is that happening again? We don't know,
Yeah.
but I still have faith in my team.
Yeah, hey, listen, you got to have faith, right? Why not?
Oh yeah.
You got
Every
to.
time.
A lot of people right now are jumping on the Cowboys bandwagon, especially the way they've been playing. I know I'm looking at Teddy, and he's already giving me a dirty look. But
No, I mean,
just
listen,
seems like
they,
the Cowboys,
they impressed
man.
me. I've been preaching against them all year, but that win.
What's your thoughts on the Cowboys,
Impressed me.
Danielle? What do you think they have a shot to get to the Super Bowl this year, based on what you're saying?
I do. One of the Cardinals games I did go to was that Cowboys Cardinals game, and of course, this was the only time I decided to bet against my team, and we ended up winning. So I'll never do that again. But no, I've kind of like bought into a little bit of the Cowboys hype, as much as that pains me to say as well. And I do think they're a great team right now.
So in the NFC, if you had to pick like 2 teams you thought were like the 2 key teams at this point in time, not to put you on the spot or anything, but what 2 teams do you think would be the 2 teams that you thought were the strongest in the NFC at this point?
Honestly, I've been just preaching one team over and over, and that's the Niners. I mean,
Okay.
you just
I
can't
like your
disagree
pick.
with that.
No, I like your pick there.
They're strong. definitely.
I think they got a well-rounded offense and defense, great coaching. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and that quarterback is a pretty solid guy. He seems to get the job done, and yeah, they got a really good nucleus there at San Francisco. It'll be interesting if Dallas has to play San Fran to get towards the Super Bowl. I think they would have to match up.
Probably. There's going to be a lot of interesting. I mean, this last 4 weeks is going to be really fun. 4 weeks, right? We got 4 weeks left.
Week 15.
Ooh,
You got 15.
it's going by.
15,
Yeah.
16, 17, 18. Yeah, so
we
we
got,
4 weeks
got
left.
3 games on Saturday. Now it's shifting to Saturday.
All right, so before we let you go, so your best bet, you like the Phoenix Suns tonight, your team, -2.5 against the Brooklyn Nets. And if you get us your play, so we could put it out, your top NFL game, maybe you could let us know later on, and we could release that, put that up somewhere so that people could see, your pick this week in the NFL. Anything else you
Perfect.
want to add before you go? How the people can reach you and get a hold of you as far as maybe to get some information on your top plays and stuff like that? Is there a way to get a hold of you on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, my last 2 cents is going to be now I'm going to blame sports betting for the fact that I'm single. That's
I don't think you'll have to worry.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
just kidding. And then to get a hold of me, you can find me on Instagram and X, or Twitter as they used to call it, at Danielle Camella.
Oh, I have to ask you one thing before you go. I know you got a big wrestling event on Saturday, so
Yes.
I want to wish you the best of luck. Is it for a title or anything, or it's just a regular type match?
I think it is a title match. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but I know my opponent is the champion. So if they decide to make it a title match, it's just going to up the ante even more.
Okay.
Where can people see this match? Is it televised somewhere?
It won't be televised. It's live in Arizona. So if you do go to my Instagram page, I have the information on there for anyone who's local to AZ and wants to check it out on Saturday night.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good luck.
Well, kick some
Thank
ass, Danielle.
Yeah.
We'll root for you.
Thank you guys.
Have a great day, and we'll catch back with you real soon. We're going to have you coming on the show, helping us with some ideas and some segments in the near future. So we'll be in touch with her. That's the one and only Danielle Camella right there. Have a great day, Danielle.
Bye. Thank you.
All right.
you.
Ciao. All right. Well, there you go. We had an interesting start to the show. We usually go with the picks. We
Right.
move along. We do our thing here. But listen, I'm ready to get into the picks a little bit, unless you want to talk about.
No, we got some interesting topics. Once again, thanks for Sean, the sports agent. That was an interesting insight.
He's probably stuffing his face right
yeah,
now.
he's eating better than us. He's eating better than us. I'll tell you.
Nothing like those Jersey sandwiches.
I miss that food up
Or
there,
the Philly
man.
cheesesteaks.
That's the real deal up there. Let me tell you. And Danielle, of course, bringing her insight. Really good stuff.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like the female
Yeah,
perspective
definitely.
because so many more women in the game of sports betting nowadays. So it's always good to hear what they have to say because, listen, we want to mix in with them and, see what they have, what their opinions are. We've been dealing with men for so long. I mean, it's a change. Anything you want to add?
Definitely. No, I think I said my piece.
All right.
I think it's time to get into these games.
Yeah,
now.
let's
All right,
get
let's
into the
do it.
games.
Bowl season is here. I'm very excited. You know me. I'm a college football junkie.
Yeah, no.
I missed it last week.
I love it. We got a Thursday night NFL game we're going to break down. We're going to give an opinion on this game, the game between, obviously, the Chargers and the Raiders. Does anybody have a strong lean on that game? Any of you guys?
I wouldn't call it strong because look what you're dealing with here. It's another Thursday night game that they're just throwing, out there. Two bottom teams in the AFC West here. Both can still make the playoffs mathematically. Unlikely they will. Last week, the Raiders lost 3-0. And
Yeah.
if you got them at 3.5, it was a cover. So think about that for a second, man.
Yeah,
That was my.
that was a boring ass
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, 3-0.
It was bad.
In the
I mean,
NFL, 3-0.
what's going on here
was
with
bad.
some of these offenses?
Well,
a lot of turnovers, mistakes.
the
But
Vikings
3-0? I could have scored more points.
remember something in that game.
Could have handed the ball off to you.
Well, hey, listen, 3 points in an NFL game?
Justin Jefferson got hurt. Remember,
Yeah, he
I
got
took the
hurt.
Vikings -2.5 in that game because I thought Jefferson would come back. He would start some spark in the offense, and he was out of that game real fast. A lot of injuries this year. You know, here's what amazes me. They're doing all this stuff to protect quarterbacks. I mean, they're really going out of their way to protect quarterbacks, and they're still dropping like flies. You got just Herbert, Burrow.
Well, it's the speed of the game. Think about how
Right.
fast these guys are coming at each other.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch these games in full steam ahead, I mean, these guys are like charging right at these guys. I mean, anything could go. You got a 270-pound guy falling on you. You know, it's going to cause an injury real easy, too.
Yeah, I mean, you got two quarterbacks eating stick. I mean, who's eating stick? I mean,
It's a law firm.
yeah, well, it sounds like a law firm.
Eating
And then
stick.
and then Aiden O'Connell for the Raiders. I mean, I'm going to go with the Raiders at home, get them down to 2.5. That's just I wouldn't even say a lean. It's just
Totals at 34 now.
yeah, low totals on these games. I mean, the Raiders might get it done. I wouldn't put much on this game.
I
at
would
all.
probably lean under in this game.
Probably not a bad way to go. They may not even score.
Yeah, I'm not touching this game at all. I'm looking more towards the Saturday, Sunday board.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm going to take a pass on this game. I
Yeah.
just don't see anything that
Bad
excites me.
game to bet. I
Oh.
think we all agree on that.
Horrible.
Bad game to bet.
Horrible.
But
game.
we got some nice games going on Saturday in the NFL.
We
There's
do.
three-
Before we get into those, how about we all lined up? I said it's the first time in a while last week where we all lined up on the same play. The
Buffalo.
Bills, and they came through for us. It might have been a funny way to come
Yeah,
through,
They were looking to give it away, weren't
but they were looking to give it away, but they came through.
Thank God. Thank God for that offsides. That was another ridiculous play. I mean, Mahomes went off.
Mahomes is a crybaby. He really looked bad. He went up to congratulate. They went up. The quarterbacks always,
Yeah.
talk, and he talked about that. It was bad. He's got to get it together.
Listen, it is what it is. You know, he's a competitor. At the end of the day, they want to win.
Yeah.
And when you lose on a call like that, that's probably they don't call it that often. I mean, that's something that what does something like that come up once?
He lined up offsides
Right.
5 other times in the game, and they never said anything. He was
Exactly.
continuously lining up offsides, and they never called it, and then they called it on the last play.
And now when they score with a minute left, they call it and take the touchdown away and it cost them the game. But we got 3 games on Saturday we're looking at here. I don't think when does the college bowl games kick in this
Saturday.
week? They kick in
Wow.
Saturday. How many are on Saturday?
There's like 6.
Okay, because I was looking on my schedule.
But these are like the low level bowls.
I mean, they're
right?
low
Like-
level bowls, but there's still some
Hey,
quality
there's money
teams
to be
in
made.
there.
Doesn't matter if they're low
Yeah.
level or not. The opportunity to make money is there.
I'd almost rather bet sometimes on a lower level bowl than like who
Rose Bowl. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone and their mother has an opinion, or
and not
a
only
Citra Bowl.
and there's way more, and the
Yeah,
thing
no.
with these bowl games is you got to see who's transferring out, because everyone who transfers, they usually don't play in the bowl games, so you got to look at who's transferring
Yeah,
out.
you got Georgia Southern, Ohio. I mean, not a world-class bowl game. Jackson State, Louisiana. I mean, Miami, Ohio, Appalachian State. Teams like that. UCLA and Boise's probably in California, Texas Tech.
Those are the 2 games I'm looking at.
You looking at those?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking at anything in the NFL? Because I like to know.
Not Saturday.
Okay. Let's go with your
You want me
top
to run
one.
through my bowls? All right, so I'm looking at 2 games. I'm looking at the 2 that Scotty just mentioned here, UCLA, Boise State. Boise State, I think I took them on this show in their championship game.
Yeah, one easy.
They're really rallying behind this coach, but here's the problem, and here's what you have to look at with these bowl games. The quarterback that's been taking this Boise State team doing really well for the last few weeks, he's gone. He's transferring out. Their second-string quarterback is hurt. Boise State has a third-string quarterback, C.J. Tiller, starting right now. So I'm taking everything they've done over the last 5 weeks, and I'm kind of throwing it out the window. Ethan Garbs is starting for UCLA. Dante Moore is transferring out. Much better starting quarterback here for UCLA. Boise State's going to have to run the ball with a third-string quarterback in there, and UCLA, they have a good run defense. They're 5th in PPA allowed in run. Solid run defense.
right.
Loving UCLA -3 here.
We got a current line UCLA. I'm showing -4.
It's 4. I'm buying the
You're
point
buying
at
it down?
3.
Okay. Anything you're looking at in the NFL
Well,
for
I'm
Saturday?
going to skip over the early bowls, but the one game that I'm looking at is the late game on Saturday, Denver, Detroit. Detroit's 5 points.
Actually down to 4 now.
Down to 4.
Yep.
I mean, Dan Campbell even said his team is not disciplined here. Broncos are hot, winning 6 out of the last 7. Lions got upset. Packers, Bears. I got to go with the Broncos here. I'm getting 4 points, 4.5 points. Lions are not consistent at this point. True, they're playing in Detroit. I think the Broncos cover. I wouldn't be surprised they win this game outright.
I think you got something there. I think the way Denver's been playing lately, winning 6 out of the last 7 games.
Defense has basically fallen off a cliff.
Yeah. Sean Payton has turned that team around. Russell Wilson's playing really well right now. They got a nice running game going there. They got some defense showing up. Yeah, they could give Detroit's winning, but they win sloppy. They win very sloppy. If you looked at their last 4, 5, 6 games, I mean, they got a good record, but they win sloppy. I think a team like Denver could go in there and give them fit. So I'm going to agree with the Big Kahuna on this one.
There you go.
I'm going to go with a 5-unit play on Denver, but I'm going to buy that line to +5 from 4. I'm going to lock it up a point and jump on Denver plus the 5.
That's a good one. I don't hate that play. I'll tell you right now. Denver looks like a team on a mission, right? Like even us, we were talking crap about them at the beginning of the year. Everyone was.
Well, I told you that at the beginning of the year, I thought they had a shot to, be a 10-win team, but
they started off bad. They started off bad, but they look like a team on a mission. You kind of can't help to root for them a little bit. It's a comeback story, and everyone loves a comeback story, right? I got one more real quick college game. It's actually, I like this one better. Texas Tech.
Red Raiders
over Cal. Here's the deal here. Cal, their OC is leaving. He's not going to be coaching in this bowl game. They have a lot of players transferring out. They are 1-14 against the spread as an underdog. I'm sorry, 1-14 straight up as an underdog. I think Texas Tech, you have them at 3 here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would buy the 0.5 point here. Texas Tech is losing a couple players to the transfer portal.
Texas Tech got their ass kicked.
They got their ass kicked by Texas, but it's Texas. It's a playoff team.
That could be charged too. Who knows?
Texas Tech, they seem to kind of do okay against inferior teams or mid-level teams.
They're like one of those.
They're almost like a Dolphins.
Catch me if you can type of team.
Not as good as Dolphins in the NFL, but they show up against bad teams and they get destroyed by good teams. But I think they're healthy here.
By the way, Cal crushed UCLA in their last game.
They crushed the season. They crushed UCLA and they almost beat USC. They almost beat USC too. It was a close game, but I like Texas Tech to pull out the win here.
I'm going to disagree with you totally on that one.
Okay.
I really am. I'm going to take Cal. I think they got the momentum. They're playing a little better. This Texas Tech team up and down all year. Last week got their teeth kicked in, 57. Not last week, about 2 weeks ago. They had some time off, but I don't think they're going to really show up for a game like this. I think Cal is going to come more energized for a game like this than Texas Tech. It's not a big-time bowl game.
Bigger game for Cal is what you're saying.
Bigger game for Cal.
That plays
momentum.
A part.
Coming off, they're playing well. They seem to be finding ways to play, better at this point in time. So I like the momentum, and I think a team that wants to chase the game more than the other team. So I'm going to take Cal plus the 3. I like that as a 7-unit play. Disagreeing with the man.
There we go. We got a head-to-head alert, guys.
Should we put some money on the table?
These are ones to watch.
I think we need to put some money on the table, you and I, on that one. Anything else in the NFL before we move to Sunday?
Well, yeah. Listen, Dolphins, Jets.
No, befthe we go to Sunday.
No, excuse me. And I jumped. I don't want to jump, but that is a game I'm looking
I got to ask
for Sunday.
Okay, so nothing Saturday.
The only game is the Broncos.
Okay, yeah, that's right, Broncos.
Yeah.
What do you think of this kid that came in for Burrow so far? He's been amazing for Cincinnati, 2-0.
He's been good, and I like what Burrow did.
2 great wins.
Burrow lent him his family. So Burrow has a suite. Burrow has his own suite.
I saw that.
And Burrow lent it to this guy.
Family would have been freezing their ass off out in the seats
Cincinnati. It's cold, but listen, I mean, hey.
That's a classy thing to do. Burrow's a good guy. I always thought he was.
He's a classy guy. Yeah. I've been a Burrow fan ever since he was at LSU. I was betting LSU heavy that year.
I like the cigars.
I think it's a good move.
The whole cigar move.
You got to love it. You got to love it. He got a lot of hate for it at first, too, but he proved it. Now he needs to come back. Obviously, he's the guy, but
they still got a shot to make the playoffs.
They have a shot. I mean, I get a little down on.
Both these teams do.
They do. I get a little like how far is he really going to go? But it's a good story. So is Burrow capable? If they get deep in the playoffs, he still can't come back, right?
No, I think he's done.
Yeah,
I think he's on the mend. But this kid has been doing unbelievable. 77 out of 102 passes completed.
Wow.
In the 2 weeks, 900 924 yards. That's 462 yards a game, average passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's on right now.
Well,
when you get a hot quarterback moving a team,
someone's going to snag him up after Burrow comes back because quarterbacks that perform like that don't stay backups.
we got to introduce him to Sean maybe, this quarterback, because Sean maybe could get him a huge deal, get him a big bag of money.
Sean could be a
Sean might need a couple of quarterbacks in his mix.
Yeah. He's
Get him a lifetime supply of prosciutto sandwiches.
Something, man. I'll tell you. I'm still thinking about that lunch. Damn. That was
I
a
missed
lot
that
of food.
stuff.
He's probably still stuffing his face as we're doing this
I
show.
don't doubt.
The good thing about where we live here is besides up there, we probably have the best Italian food in the country besides the Northeast in South Florida because so many people from up there move down here.
Yeah, that's true. You know, and before I go, I'm going to take the under on that Viking-Cincinnati game. I think it's going to be a very, very strong defensive game. I think there'll be some turnovers in this game, and I think weather will play a part in it. And the total's 41. I'm going to take the under. I think the Brownie's going to come down a little bit. Can't keep throwing for 400 yards a game. No way in the NFL consistently. And I think Minnesota's a defensive team. You saw what they did 3-0 against the Raiders.
3-0.
So I think this game could definitely stay under the 41. So I'm going to make that a light play, 5 units.
I think unders are like 58 to 60% this year. Just blanket overall.
Through the whole year?
I think so. It's high. It's an under year.
I wonder how our guest, remember we had Matty Betts on a long time ago, and he was going to do some kind of thing where he was going to bet all under, what was it? He was going to do something with all underdogs
He had something.
every week.
He had something
I
figured
wonder
out.
how that's doing. I should get him on.
In the day, there was a saying taboo to bet unders in the NFL. Now it's become a trend to bet unders.
I don't think it was totals, though. I think he was going to bet every underdog every week throughout the year. I'm curious how that would stand right now.
We should get him back on the show. He was
Just to
good.
get a recap.
Yeah.
Because he was thinking.
On the money line or on the spread?
I think it was, I don't know, to be honest with you. He was.
Right.
I think it was on the spread.
You want an interesting stat? I read online 5 weeks ago, if you started betting Monday Night Football underdog money line and you just kept rolling over, you started with $100, you'd have 200,000 right now.
Wow. Hey, I got an interesting article. I don't know if you guys saw this. It was on one of the wires. There was a sports bettor that won $6 million on a 14 parlay. It was a $500,000 wager, the biggest parlay ever won on online or at a casino ever. With the amount, $500,000 paid back $6 million. It was a 4-leg parlay. Can you imagine that? A guy had to. That's balls.
The Stones to put $500K on parlay.
Was it a money line parlay or a spread parlay?
Spread parlay.
Spread parlay.
4-legger. Paid. He put up $500,000. Risked $500,000. Got back.
I mean,
$6
I'd
million.
like to know what that $500,000 meant to him, as far as like how much money
Got to
did
be
he
a
have?
huge sports bettor.
How much
In
money
your
did he
league,
have
Teddy.
behind him?
It's going to
There
be
you
in
go.
your league, Teddy.
Got to be a substantial
Speaking
guy.
of 500,000, the NBA, real off topic, really quick, but that NBA in-season tournament, every player got 500,000.
right.
Funny thing about it, there are some
The
players.
winning team or everyone?
Winning team.
Right.
Some players on the teams, that's like the league minimum, and that's all they make, so double their money. But for LeBron James, to the average American, 500,000 to LeBron James is the same as $50 to the average American.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, there you go. When you're a billionaire, I guess you could say, you could figure out things like that out. All right, we got to get going. We had a big time show here today. Let's wrap up on anything. If you guys just give me your best bet or the game you really like the most in the NFL on Sunday, and then we can move it on because we got I think a live interview, right? Not an interview, but we have a segment with Edgar coming on the show.
Edgar's back.
He's got some dirt.
He's ranting on what's
man.
yeah.
This guy loves to dig dirt.
He likes and he finds the dirt.
You want to go to Edgar now?
Well, I just want to throw out 2 quick picks here.
Keep it quick.
Yeah, Dolphins Miami game. Come on, this is a big rival. Dolphins come back.
Wait a minute, Dolphins and Miami is the same team.
Dolphins, Jets, excuse
go.
me.
We're rushing him.
Playing in Miami. Dolphins bounce back after that. What happened last week? I don't even know how to explain what happened with them. Jets, had won the week before. Miami's going to just put on the points here. 8.5, I think, is cheap. I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. I don't see how the Bills are favored against Dallas on Sunday. I
the
think
Jets always show up against the Dolphins
they
somehow.
show up, but I don't
Not
think
this year, though.
They're not going to show up down here, and I don't see how Buffalo is favored against Dallas. I'm taking the points with the Cowboys against the Bills on Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one, big time. I think Buffalo's going to win that game.
Dallas, one of the hottest teams in football. Bills have been iffy. I'm going to take points there. If you can grab points, what the hell?
I think Buffalo got a spark. The last couple of weeks, they played really, really, really well. They could have beat Philly. They definitely played well against Kansas City. I think there was a spark. There's been a lot of turmoil with the coaching and the things going on inside. I think that game was a big spark for them. If you saw afterwards in the locker room, they were all jacked up. So I think they're going to come out big time energized against Dallas. And I think Dallas is vulnerable in a spot like this, going against Buffalo and that type of element.
Dallas puts up an average of like 34 points a game.
And Buffalo can score as well. Yeah.
High scoring game.
I think Buffalo got a big shot to win. I'd money line that game. Take Buffalo money line. Putting that game out as a 7-unit play. I like Buffalo big time.
Wow.
I'll keep it quick for Sunday. I like the Bucks plus 3.5. They're 6-1 against the spread on the road. Packers are on a short week, and they just lost to Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, there you go.
Tommy Cutlets.
How about the Buccaneers? Baker driving down that game-winning touchdown against the Falcons like that.
You know,
Thought they were going to lose it, then they came back and won. I had them. I was nervous.
They're both mediocre teams, but I think Baker pulls this one. They play well on the road. I think he pulls this one off. Plus 3.5, though. Make sure you get that half a point.
He's having a pretty decent year. I mean, he's not having a great year. He's not having a bad year. He's just having a solid year, and he's finding ways to keep them.
He's managing the game.
Right, exactly.
Keeping it good.
And you don't stay away from them turnovers. You got a shot to win these games, especially this time of the year with the weather conditions and everything else around it. All right, guys. We got a nice segment here coming right now with our man Edgar, our roaming reporter for the one and only OSB Sports. And Edgar's got some news he wants to share with us. So, Ben, if you could pull up his video right now, we'd appreciate it. What's up, Edgar?
Edgar, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's big news with Edgar today. Well, tell us. Okay, number one. Kansas City lost by the game. And Taylor Swift was there. Therefore, that magic charm of Taylor's, it's not a magic charm at all. It's nothing. Unfortunately, all the romanticists, Taylor's magic. No. So, what's going to happen now? Who knows if she'll get invited to another game? Edgar, she's going to get it. Don't tell me, Edgar, she's going to get invited. The coach might say, I don't know about this Taylor Swift coming to another game. She takes his mind off the ball game. Oh, I didn't think about that. Of course, that's why I give the big news and you get enlightened. Well, what else? Okay, what about Tony Romo saying they were husband and wife? Okay. Tony Romo couldn't call signals. He certainly missed this signal. They're not husband and wife. They're lucky if they make it to July. Wow, that's correct. Wow. Because, first of all, Travis Kelce's had 10 surgeries. He's been open more times than a Campbell soup can. And if he retires, therefore, Taylor's not going to go to the football games anymore. She doesn't get to be the cheerleader. Oh, my boyfriend's a football player. He's going to be sitting on the couch, drinking Schlitz beer, looking for that DirecTV commercial. That's not going to be her type. Well, that doesn't sound very good. Well, it depends who you're looking at. If you're looking at as Taylor's new boyfriend, it's great news. Thank you. Okay, Edgar signing off.
I don't know. Edgar's, I think, fixated with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. What do you think?
Schlitz beer? I don't know if that's still even on the market.
I think when I was a kid, that was out.
Rheingold. Remember Rheingold? We're giving away our age.
I think I'd like to see Kelce and Aaron Rodgers go at it. They've been bickering a little bit on social media, but I think we got to sign off here. I think we had a full show.
All right. Let's do it, man. All right. Listen, Teddy, how can the people find you for your daily information you're providing for them?
YouTube.com/@thesportsprophets. Instagram _profits_pick. No S on pick. Don't ask me why. It confuses a lot of people. TikTok @thesportsprophets.
All right, the big kahuna, the one and only Tommy D. Where do the people find you for your daily information?
Go right to the site, onlinesportsbet.com. We got that odds comparison feed. YouTube, OSB-sports. Instagram, OSB_sports.
All right, you heard it, guys. And I'm Scott Matthews. I am the host of the show. This is the one and only, repeat, the one and only OSB Sports Podcast. You can find my daily selections and everything I do up for free on TikTok. My TikTok handle is @SMPicks, PICKS. And also, check out Instagram, where we put up extra games free. Everything's free at SM Sports Picks. We had a great show. I want to thank Sean for being on the show, the agent for Tommy Cutlets of the New York Giants. He gave us some time. He's probably still eating. God knows what he's doing at this point. So thank you.
Might be sleeping after a meal like that.
And I want to definitely thank the one and only Danielle Camella for coming on with her insight on that topic today. Guys, check this show out each and every week. I can't make it any easier for you. Can't make it any simple. It's on all podcast forums, Spotify, Apple. If you want to check out what we do, just go there each and every week. We'll be back here next week with another huge show.
I got a text.